he's the best right tackle in the NFL. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. I didn't know he sang. Apparently, he was on stage with Zach Bryan. Are you a singer? Did you ad lib? Or did you take a drama class, a music class at Oklahoma? Are you a singer?
No. I learned how to read the lyrics so before I went on stage, so I could so I could nail it. Yeah, this whole venture started with the Christmas album with Jason Kelce a few years ago. So that's how my singing adventure started.
For the record, Kelce is such a unique guy. He's probably the best center in the last decade. And now he's no longer part of that offensive line. You are the leader. You're the physical, emotional leader. Tell me, Chip Kelly and I had this discussion over a beer one time when he got to coach the Eagles about Kelce and about just how dominant he was and how smart he was. Can you replace a guy like that?
Not to that caliber. I mean, he's a truly unique player. I think when you look at his skill set, what he was able to do in space, and really, like you said, how smart he was. He's a guy that can tell if a game plan is going to work, Wednesday or Thursday of a week. So, Cam Jurgens coming in, tremendous talent, really played well at right guard for us last year. So he's going to slide to center. Second round pick out of Nebraska a few years ago. So really excited about him. I think, Kelce had a lot to do with us drafting him as far as watching his tape and analyzing what Cam was. So, I think Cam's going to be great in his own right. And, we're excited about Camp this year, but definitely going to miss the big guy. I know he's going to be working a few days out of the week, but definitely would like to have him in the building a few days out of the week if I could.
He's one of the good ones. By the way, Kellen Moore is the new offensive coordinator. What do you expect? What in your mind right now, Lane? What are you thinking about? Hey, this is what it's going to look like. What's the adjustment like based on his style? What do you think it is?
Yeah, so I mean the playbook, as far as terminology, a lot of similar plays, but I think Kellen does a good job of mixing up tempos. So a lot of times he likes to press the gas pedal in a fast-paced offense. Obviously has different tempos of how he attacks things, but I think when you look at his body of work, he's had great years in Dallas, and for him doing what he did as a player at that high level shows how smart he is. So. I know watching it from afar, I feel like Dallas has been very efficient, whenever he was there. Quick game, times to go tempo, and did a good job of mixing up the run and pass. So very balanced a point of attack.
Lane, from Oklahoma to Philadelphia, those are two of the most intense places to play football in America. The expectations at both are through the roof. It's a lot. A lot of guys, that's a lot of pressure. In those pressurized situations, you in both places have risen to the very top. Oklahoma and Philadelphia aren't for everybody. I mean, there's a lot of demands. Take me to what Philadelphia, what it creates, because I think Philadelphia is different. Now, Green Bay is different because of the small town. There's no ownership. Philadelphia games feel different than other cities and other games. And can you compare it to anything? Take me there.
You just feel, bottled up energy whenever you land there, especially during football season. It's something that they anticipate all, year round, discussed a lot during the off season. And really, that's really their pivotal focus. I think they did a survey. They could keep the Eagles or eliminate all the other teams. They would keep the Eagles and eliminate all the other teams if they could. I think Philadelphia, Oklahoma, both are very, high pressure. But I think as a player, you can use that to your advantage. It's going to keep you hyper-focused. It's going to demand for you to be a player that you need to be. But yes, very intimidating walking into Philadelphia as a rookie. Just it's hard to describe it. You're in a magnifying glass, but at the same time, whenever you're winning, there's no place better. It's highly celebrated, and just best way to describe it is just very, very intense. You can feel it in the air every August, every September, whenever we start off.
So last year, 5 of the last 6 games did not go your way. It was an ugly end to a season last year. And again, in a highly pressurized place like Philadelphia, sports talk, radio, aggressive, relentless media, it gets ugly fast. Take me to the end of last year. In your opinion, what happened?
I think we had trouble making in-game adjustments. Some blitz packages we had a hard time, especially in that Tampa Bay game. I think when you really go and watch that, that was kind of the last two raw for us, but it just seemed ugly. I feel like the effort was never a problem, but we were just very frustrated as to why things weren't rolling our way. So that's the best way I could to describe it. But it felt like the practice, the effort was never the question. It just felt like what we were doing collectively obviously wasn't making a whole lot of sense, and really was a tale of two teams. But even when we did have the record of 10-1, a lot of these games were very tight games and could have gone either way. But you can look back at some of those games and feel like you left, 2 scores, 3 scores on the board. And that's kind of how it felt all season.
You're going to get a lot of Hall of Fame votes. Last 3 years, you've only allowed 3 sacks. What brings you back to playing? You could stop right now. Legacy set. You've made a great living. Why do you come back and play?
I love it. I love the struggle of football. Just the demand that's placed on you every week. I feel like the bond that you create with your guys is so unique, and the brotherhood is what I miss. But I do enjoy the people that I play with. I enjoy my coaches, and it's something that I've done for a long time. So when I think about the grand scheme of things, I think I can play a few more years at a high level. There's obviously things that you look at every season and you try to make adjustments to become a better player. So that's where I'm at, and I feel good. I think when you see the O-line position, there's guys that have played very well in their mid to upper 30s, and I think it's one of these experiences. You only have a short amount of time to really achieve all you can, and so that's what I'm doing. But I've had great mentors, Jason Peters, Kelce, Cox, that have played at a high level for a long time. So I've had a lot of help.
This weekend, you're doing your annual offensive line masterminds event. Explain what that is and why you do it.
Yeah, so why I'm doing it, I remember, I only played 2 years of tackle in college, and so when I was coming into the league, I didn't have a whole lot of notoriety on who was who, how the game was played. I was a skill position player my whole time, so after a few years in the league, one of my friends reached out to me, Duke Manyweather, and was like, I would love to get the guys in one room and talk ball, especially before training camp. So we started out with 27 years ago in the room. I think there's going to be close to 350 this year, but really you can get some of the guys that have played the game, the best that's ever been played, and really pick their brains. And I feel like as a young player, as an older player, when you get that amount of wisdom in one room, you can really take a lot in. So, and that's what's happened. You get guys that talk about how they played their games, back decades ago, some things that how they attacked the run game, the pass game, and so just really a lot of great discussion with all these guys in one room.
Finally, Saquon Barkley, I just think it works. I think he's had the misfortune of not having a great offensive line. And there's not many in the sport. Philadelphia, Detroit, Atlanta, I think, has got a pretty good offensive line. I think you're going to see this year, I think the Rams have really attacked the interior guard of their O-line. How does it change, Lane, for you? Saquon hits the hole faster. But does it matter to you? You obviously benefit. Your PFF grade may go up. But what do you think about when you think of Saquon Barkley as an Eagle?
Just amazed that he's even on our team. I think when you look at him, honestly, when you look at him, he's a generational talent. He's a guy that's 230 pounds, 235, can flex out wide, play receiver, so just very dynamic. But for me, guys like that can make you look a lot better than maybe than what you are. I feel like we'll find our rhythm in camp. We've already learned a little during OTAs, kind of his running style, but those guys like that, they don't need much. So I'm excited to get him started this year. And he's just one of those guys that really wows you, from the first moment that you see him. So yeah, I know he's definitely ready for a big year.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often in the NFL that you steal your rival's best player. Your first when the first time you grabbed your phone and saw Saquon Barkley to the Eagles, were you surprised?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was one of those things. I mean, I've been in the NFL for a long time. I've seen some crazy things happen. But, yeah, like you said, to get a rival player on your team, definitely going to be exciting. I mean, there's going to be some 2 games that I know he's circling. But, yeah, just one of those things. NFL is a crazy business. And, the longer I play, the less surprised I am.
Good luck against the Packers in Brazil on your opener. Now, I would imagine, Jordan, you've traveled a lot. Brazil can get a little steamy at that time of the year. How many days in advance do you guys leave for that game? Are you leaving 5 days out?
Yeah, so I think if it's a Friday game, we might leave maybe Monday. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the schedule. I know when we played London a few years ago, we left only a couple days before. So either way, it's a business trip. I really don't know what to expect. I've heard the talk about the jersey color and they don't like green there, but who knows? Both teams are mainly green, so we'll figure that out. And really, I know it's around a 10 to 12-hour flight. So once we get over that, I would prefer to go earlier in the week just so we can maybe see some things.
Lane, great seeing you. Congrats on everything. Stay healthy, and we'll see you against the Packers.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me on.
You bet. Lane Johnson, all-timer, 12th season, all with the Eagles, entering his 12th season. Jordan with the news. No. Turn on the news. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.